guys would be interested in something like this.
Well, I know what it is. The sex chair.
I gotta try it.
I'm telling you, be careful on it. Just be careful.
Okay, wait. Ah, why are you pushing me?
See, I lost my eye. Pawn loan on my prosthetic eye.
Problem is, sort of, I'm not that worried about it, but it has a bit of a curse on it.
When somebody tells me that something has a curse, get the hell away from me.
Supposedly, when they would light this thing, within a day or two, somebody in the family would die.
American Jewelry has seen it all, or so they thought. Between dusty guitars and forgotten heirlooms, every so often something truly bizarre lands on the counter and leaves even the most unflappable shop owner blinking twice. The door swung open and in rolled something that stopped the entire floor cold. A vintage recumbent bike, the kind that looks like someone bolted a lawn chair onto two wheels and called it Exercise. The customer swore up and down it was in perfect condition, barely used, practically a museum piece on wheels. Ashley, never one to take anyone's word for anything, walked a slow circle around it.
I gotta try it.
I'm telling you, be careful on it.
Something about it felt off. The chrome was a little too polished, the seat a little too clean for something supposedly vintage, but the customer had an answer for everything. And somewhere between his third reassurance and his fourth, Ashley made a decision she would regret for the next 6 weeks. She sat down, found the pedals, and pushed off.
Just be careful.
Okay, wait. Ah, why are you pushing me? Wait, no, I'm too close. I'm too close.
For exactly 4 seconds, it was fun. Then the front wheel simply gave up. Not slowly, not with any warning. It separated clean from the frame like it had been planning this the whole time. Ashley went down hard, her arm taking the full weight of the fall, and the sound that followed told everyone in the store exactly how bad it was before she even said a word. Les came through that floor like a thunderstorm with a name tag. He stood over that bike, stood over that customer, and the words that came out were quiet in the way that is somehow so much worse than shouting. He didn't need to raise his voice. The customer stood there shrinking by the second as Les made one thing absolutely clear. You do not walk into his store with something broken, dress it up as pristine, and let his daughter pay the price for it. The customer left without the bike and without a single word in his defense. Standing inside American Jewelry, you never know what's coming. Next, a crazy customer, $1 million deal. But what this next customer brought in, Les couldn't have imagined in his wildest dreams.
I wanted to see if I can get a pawn loan on my prosthetic eye. See, I lost my eye.
He casually pulled out a tissue and placed his prosthetic eye right on the counter, something that short-circuited everyone's brain, and Ashley looked like she wanted to be anywhere else.
See, I lost my eye.
See that? You know, that freaked the out of Ashley. And you know what? It's freaked the out of me. Wow.
As freaked out as both of them were, Les had to ask, and it turned out this man worked shipping Hummer frames until one crew member decided to be funny.
Horse playing, he picked up the bearings off the floor and threw it over the dock and hit me.
Oh, no. Right in your eye?
Yeah, so,
Oh,
and with, you know, and my eye came out like a bull.
Even picturing that sent a current through Les's body, but the way this man explained it so casually was somehow more unsettling than the story itself.
I came out like a boiled egg, and I had to have this made. You know, it takes a lot.
No, I see that, because it has to be identical to your other eye.
Like a boiled egg? He really said that. Ashley had mentally checked out completely, just waiting for this to be over. But Les wasn't done yet.
You know, we do take prosthetic limbs because there's a demand for that.
Prosthetic limbs come in standard sizes. Les knew that world well, but a prosthetic eye on a pawn shop counter was something no store in history had likely ever seen.
I don't really know if there's a demand for a prosthetic eye.
An eyeball is custom built for one specific person, the size, the color, everything. And as much as Les sympathized, there was genuinely nothing he could do here.
Get anything?
Well, one of the issues
How much did you need?
Like 100, 150, because I need to take care of bills.
$150 for bills? That's it? And this man was ready to leave his literal eye on that counter to get it. Heartbreaking and absurd all at once.
Prosthetic limb, you know, I could resell it, but for us, this would really have no value. I'm terribly sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
He didn't even put it back properly, just picked up the tissue, eye and all, and walked out, disappointed while Ashley was still trying to process everything that just happened.
If you have jewelry or a TV, something like that, we'd be more than happy to take it.
Thanks, man. We appreciate it. Sorry. See ya.
As that guy walked out, leaving everyone shaken, another customer rolled in with something just as unexpected. And yes, when they say rolled in, they mean that quite literally.
How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good. I'm Seth.
Dennis had everyone's attention before he even introduced himself. Whatever was sitting under that cloth was big, shiny, and neither Seth nor Ashley could take their eyes off it.
I hear you guys buy silver.
We do.
That's a Silver Surfer.
The Silver Surfer, an actual full-sized sculpture, as tall and built as a 6-foot man, standing right there on the floor. It was genuinely iconic.
Silver Surfer.
Life size.
Sterling silver meant real. Money, without any doubt, but what made this piece even more interesting was the backstory sitting right behind that price tag.
Well, this was a display for the Fantastic Four Rise of the Surfer movie. They made 1,500 of these.
1,500 were made specifically to promote the movie. How one ended up in a pawn shop is anyone's guess, but the real question was whether it was actually solid silver throughout.
Literally just a regular mannequin and plywood board, but it is wrapped in a vac metal plastic wrap.
Ashley was finding the whole thing absurd from the start. But Seth, being Seth, wanted more, and the first thing on his mind was how this guy even ended up with it.
The movie theater I advertise at, and I own a comic book store. I said, dude, I really want this for my front windows. And this has been in my comic shop for 5 years.
For 5 years, it had been pulling business in for him. But he was ready to move on. And Seth was right there because, as ridiculous as it looked, the potential was real.
It's unique. In the past, we had a life-size alien replica that I flipped for a big profit. So if I can get it for a good price, I want it.
Okay, so Seth was already sold on it. The profit, the look, all of it. But the moment the customer's number landed, those second thoughts showed up right on cue.
Okay, so how much do you want?
I want $2,000 for it.
Why?
This guy wasn't bluffing. The same model from those 1,500 was fetching $3,000 online, and Ashley still wasn't buying it no matter what the internet said.
How do you come up with that amount of money?
Actually, Silver Surfer was voted in the top 50 recognizable comic book heroes in America.
Silver Surfer didn't just make the Fantastic Four a hit. It built a fan base that made pieces like this genuinely collectible. Seth wanted it, just not without putting up a fight first.
So how much did you really take?
I mean, I really went $2,000 for it.
This guy's price was set in stone, or rather, set in silver, but he was standing across from Seth and Ashley Gold, and that alone meant nothing was staying fixed for long.
I am willing to buy this from you for $500.
500 got shot down immediately. A 75% cut was never going to land softly, so Seth switched gears and came back with something a little more reasonable.
I mean, I'd take $1,500.
That was still a massive gap to close, and even at 600, Ashley wanted no part of it, but Seth wasn't done. He had one more move left.
700?
I'm not going to go below 1,000 on this.
This guy was tougher than either of them expected. Every offer was getting absorbed without a flinch. So Seth decided it was time to stop tiptoeing and go bigger.
$900. Take it or leave it.
$900 sitting right there, ready to walk out the door with him. A number that should have been impossible to walk away from, and yet somehow this man did exactly that.
Make it 1,000.
900. $900. That's it.
$100 apart, and neither side would move. It had stopped being about money entirely and turned into pure stubbornness until something nobody expected flipped the whole thing around.
Think I'm gonna have to walk. All right, well, it was a pleasure. We're gonna go surfing on home.
See you later.
Seth did not see that coming at all. The customer actually pulled the deal over that gap, but Les had been watching quietly from a distance and decided it was his turn now.
You want 950?
A thou, and I'm perfect, exactly where I want it.
Seth stepped back laughing because he knew this guy wasn't folding for anyone, but this wasn't just anyone stepping in. This was Les Gold. And what he said next changed everything.
If you're gonna walk for $50, you're gonna pack it back up, you're gonna take it back.
I'll take it.
Deal. Thank you very much. My kids have been giving me about my watch deal.
After that Silver Surfer standoff, the floor barely had time to breathe before a guy walked in looking like he just lost a fight with a paint factory. And that was just the opening act.
The cleaners is up the road. Hi, I'm Les. Matt, you are?
Dave.
Dave, nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
To be fair, that was the most reasonable first instinct anyone could have had because nothing about that entrance was giving pawn shop customer energy whatsoever.
Well, this is all happenstance from what I do. I'm an artist. I do these paintings, and I do them live.
What does that mean?
Okay, so the shirt suddenly makes a lot more sense, but Les's face said he was still about 45 seconds away from fully believing any of this.
He paints a 4-foot by 5-foot painting in basically 4.5 to 10 minutes.
The coordinator just casually dropped that detail like it was nothing, and the silence that followed was Les's brain, trying to decide if this was a joke or not.
Paint. Still lives, do you paint?
I bet you I can paint a picture of you.
The audacity of that offer inside a pawn shop of all places, but you have to respect someone who backs their pitch with that kind of confidence without even blinking.
Well, hopefully I can get it to look exactly like you.
Show me. If I like it, I'll make you an offer.
Les was not about to just take his word for it. And honestly, that was the only correct response because this was either going to be incredible or incredibly embarrassing.
So, proof is in the pudding. Let's see what you can do. Ready?
Ready.
On your mark.
The whole store went from business as usual to a live art show in about 30 seconds flat, and nobody was pretending to be anywhere else right now.
Go! We are at 220.
Both hands, simultaneously. The skeptics in the room had absolutely nothing left to say, and everyone knew it within the first 30 seconds.
2 minutes left.
Even Ashley, who came over purely out of curiosity, was fully converted by this point, and that alone tells you everything about what was happening on that canvas.
Oh my God.
9 minutes done.
9 minutes. That's it. And the reaction in that room was completely justified because nobody walked in today expecting to witness something like that.
Here's what I'll do. You know, you say you need some money.
Yeah.
$100.
Impressed or not, the pawn shop brain kicks back in immediately, and now the painting that just stunned everyone needs to survive the most unromantic part of the whole story.
If we can meet it up to 500.
I'll go a couple $100.
After everything that just happened in that room, those two were really haggling over a couple $100 like they hadn't just watched something genuinely remarkable.
For 200.
Deal.
You got it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I love it. I love it. You know, I look a little bit like Albert Einstein, but not bad for a 10-minute masterpiece.
Clean, quick, done. And somehow, the most straightforward moment of this entire interaction was the very last one.
Okay. Anything else I should know before anything because I touched it?
No.
Okay.
Next, a customer brings in a WWI British helmet made by a prisoner of war. It is already unusual enough, but the way this customer walked in, something about his energy said the helmet was not even close to the strangest part.
Sonic Trench Art. This is a British helmet.
Okay.
This was made by a prisoner of war.
A light built inside a WWI helmet is already a strange enough detail on its own, but the fact that everyone leaned in to see it Work, instead of stepping back, says everything about human curiosity.
That this stuff
Well, it was World War I, so
Sure, let's just casually plug in the mysterious antique helmet that was made by a prisoner of war inside a pawn shop on a perfectly normal afternoon. What could possibly go wrong?
this would be used, I would imagine, in some kind of ceremony because it has a light inside of it. You want to try to plug it in.
The lights came on. The gems lit up around the sides, and it actually looked genuinely beautiful. And that was precisely the moment this customer decided it was finally time to mention the other thing.
Are you looking to pawn this? Are you
No,
looking to sell it?
The problem is sort of, I'm not that worried about it, but it has a bit of a curse on it.
A curse. He actually said curse. And Ashley's entire body language went from mildly interested to absolutely not in about half a second. She was not standing anywhere near that counter anymore.
I don't want it.
I'm very superstitious. When somebody tells me that something has a curse, get the hell away from me.
Someone in the family dies within a day or two of lighting it, and the employee is just standing there having already plugged the whole thing in a full 30 seconds ago without a warning.
Supposedly, when they would light this thing, within a day or two, somebody in the family would die.
I plugged it up.
The look on that employee's face the moment he connected the timeline of events was something no camera crew could have planned better, even if they tried for 100 years.
Okay, thank you very much. We don't want this thing. I'm not plugging it in.
This was brought back by my great uncle in Kentucky, many years ago.
Ashley wasn't touching it, wasn't going near it, and had mentally checked out of the building entirely. Meanwhile, this customer is still standing there like this is a completely normal and reasonable sales pitch.
Did you really think I was going to buy something that was cursed? Hell no.
It's nice to meet you.
You too.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Thanks.
Don't light it.
Ashley sent him off with a smile and a very specific warning on his way out. And somewhere in the back of that store, that employee is quietly reconsidering every single decision that led to him plugging that thing in today.
I don't know how many people have died from turning it on. I don't have an exact number, but all I know is going back 60, 70 years now, that's where the rumor came from.
After that cursed helmet cleared the room, the floor had barely recovered before the next customer walked in wheeling something that made everyone stop, stare, and genuinely question what kind of day this had turned into.
Wondering if you guys would be interested in something like this.
I know what it is.
Whatever they were expecting to see under that question, it was definitely not that, and the pause before anyone responded said everything about how unprepared the whole room was for this particular item.
It's a sex swing, an adult
I
bedroom
knew
swing,
that.
we prefer to call
I
it.
knew that.
My dad all of a sudden says, "Oh, this is a sex swing."
Les did not hesitate, did not sugarcoat, and did not reach for a polite alternative. He just said exactly what it was out loud in front of everyone without a single warning.
Dad all of a sudden says, "Oh, this is a sex swing." So right away, this whole conversation got a little bizarre.
Ashley immediately tried to rebrand the situation into something more presentable, and Les was already too far gone for any amount of rebranding to save that conversation at this point.
I've had it about 7 years. My husband got it as a bachelor party gag from his friend.
7 years and a bachelor party gag. That backstory alone is a lot to process, but somehow the next detail that came out made the whole thing significantly more complicated than it already was.
Who bought this?
Oh, you
Wow.
bought it for her.
Wow. So you're not the husband, you're the friend.
Yeah, I'm the front.
Why the would he come in with her and try to sell a sex swing?
The friend came in with her to sell this specific item together. Lise clocked that dynamic immediately and went straight for the question nobody else in the room had the nerve to ask.
Have you used it together yet?
Well, not me and him.
Oh, well, that you would admit.
Yeah,
I got
right.
you. Okay.
Still married, have twins, and apparently everything is going just fine. Les tied that whole update back to the item in question with a delivery that was so perfectly timed it almost felt rehearsed.
Yes, we are and have
Really?
twins.
Really?
So it works.
It worked.
It works. Holds up to 400 pounds.
400 pounds capacity casually dropped into the conversation, and Les visibly regretted letting his brain go wherever it went next, because that mental image clearly did him no favors whatsoever.
Just about anything but a used sex chair. We're not in the porn business, we're in the pawn business.
Les landed that pawn and porn line with such composure that you almost forget he's standing in front of a used adult swing trying to figure out how to say no professionally.
And how much did you want for this thing?
Well, I don't know. We're in a dealing mood today. How about 90 bucks?
$90 for a used one. The confidence behind that number was genuinely impressive, and Les's face cycled through about 4 different reactions before he even opened his mouth to respond.
Now, why would I pay you 90?
Well, it's like brand new.
Oh, no, it's
How many
not.
times have you used it?
We know I've used it the one time since I had twins, right?
One time. She used it one time. And somehow that answer was supposed to make the whole thing more appealing, which tells you a lot about how differently everyone in that room was thinking.
Because it's used.
I see.
We don't know what bodily fluids are on it.
All right. Well, it's worth a try. Thank you.
Les was as reasonable as anyone could possibly be in that situation. But unknown bodily fluids on a secondhand adult swing is genuinely the kind of detail that ends a negotiation instantly and permanently.
If it was new in the package, I may go 25. How much can you get for a used sex chair? 0.
Gross.
After that sex swing walked out the door, the floor needed something a little more family-friendly, and the next customer delivered. Just not in the way anyone expected when he rolled that thing in.
Hi. I'm Ashley.
Ashley, I'm Jim Murphy.
I'm Bobby J. Nice to meet you.
A recumbent bike is already a niche enough item to walk into a pawn shop with, but the reason this particular man was selling it was somehow even more specific than the bike itself.
It's like sitting in a regular chair, but you're able to ride a bicycle doing it. I love unique.
6'5" and bought a bike without testing it first. That is a very expensive lesson in the importance of trying things before committing to them with your wallet.
And I saw it, spotted it, and thought it'd be fun. I'm just too big for it.
Ashley spotted the potential immediately, and Bobby J wasn't far behind, because a bike worth anywhere between $1,000 and $3,000 has a way of making people pay attention very quickly.
Didn't you try it out before you bought it?
It really didn't matter. At the time, I knew that the bike was probably worth anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000.
The weight alone made the case better than any sales pitch could, because when something that size feels like almost nothing in your hands, the price tag suddenly starts making a lot more sense.
Their uniqueness, they're very light. I mean, if you take it, it's a very, very light bike. And
Ashley did not need to be asked twice. She was already moving toward it before the sentence was even finished, and no amount of warning was going to slow that down.
I gotta try it.
I'm telling you, be careful on it.
Want to be my training wheels?
No, just be careful.
Okay, wait. Why are you pushing me?
Whatever Ashley was expecting when she got on it, her face said the reality was something completely different, and the whole room was already enjoying every second of figuring it out with her.
Wait, no, I'm too close. I'm too close. Whoa. Okay, let go.
Don't crash into my car.
She is still going, and the customer looks equal parts nervous and entertained. Mostly nervous because Ashley, a car park, and an unfamiliar bike is a combination nobody fully planned for.
Okay, I'm okay.
Okay.
You better watch out, buddy. I don't know how to drive this thing or stop.
The moment she figured out the rhythm of it, everything changed. And honestly, by that point, she had stopped being a buyer and had fully become a customer herself without even realizing it.
It's strange.
It's kind of strange.
I think it's an eye catcher. It's a great time of year to be buying a bike.
All right.
Strange, cool, and an absolute eye catcher. Ashley's own words after riding it, which is probably the most genuine product review that bike was ever going to get inside a pawn shop.
How much are we looking to get of this thing?
Well, I was trying to shoot around $600.
$600?
I'm open to offers.
$600, and now Ashley has to switch back into buyer mode after just spending 2 minutes genuinely enjoying the thing, which is either the best or worst negotiating position to be in.
These parts have been chipped, whether it fell.
Okay.
These pieces have all been touched up. This has been replaced. This is just a seat cover.
Ashley went over that bike like a detective, and every single thing she pointed to was another reason the number needed to come down significantly from where this guy started the conversation.
The tires are worn. So, 200?
200 landed, and the customer's reaction said everything. That gap between 600 and 200 was not a negotiation. It was practically a different conversation happening in a different building entirely.
300's as low as I'll go.
300 is the floor, and he is not moving. And the way he said it made clear this wasn't an opening position. It was the only position he came here with.
250?
No, 300.
So you're not budging at all from 300?
It's a fair deal.
Ashley pushed to 250 and got a flat no. So she went to her final card and put a number on the table that was not moving regardless of what came back.
I got one final offer. You can take it or you can leave it. 275.
$290 from the customer and $275 from Ashley. $15 apart, and neither of them was treating it like $15 at all by this point.
Make it 290 and we're good.
275 and I'm not moving a penny.
Ashley put her hand out and just waited. No more words, no more counters, just the handshake sitting there in the air as the only remaining question left to answer in the room.
All right, I'll do 275.
Thank you. This was a great buy, and I know I can sell it in no time.
$275 and done. And Ashley closed it with the kind of calm that only makes sense when you already knew the whole time exactly where this was going to land. A prosthetic eye, a cursed WWI helmet, a used sex swing, and a bike nobody bothered to test before buying. Somehow every single one of those walked through the same front door on the same day. The items were wild, but the reactions were the real show. Hit subscribe if you want more of this madness, and let us know in the comments which one would have made you walk off the floor first. And if you think that was something, this next video is just for you.